The Kybalion, Chapter 11, The Principle of Rhythm Explained. Welcome back on this journey with us as we continue exploring the sacred teachings of the Kybalion. Today, we dive into Chapter 11, The Principle of Rhythm. This principle reminds us that everything in the universe moves in cycles, in and out, up and down, forward and back. There is a rhythm behind every breath, every emotion, every season, and every rise and fall in your life. It is one of the great laws of the universe. It is unseen, but ever present. And once you learn to work with it, rather than against it, your life begins to flow with purpose and clarity. The Hermeticists taught that rhythm is not random. It is a law. It governs all planes of existence. The physical, the mental, the spiritual. You see it in the tides of the ocean, the rising and setting of the sun, the phases of the moon, the inhale and the exhale, the beating of your heart, the pattern of your thoughts, even the arc of your destiny. Rhythm is the cosmic swing of the pendulum. When something moves to one extreme, it must return to the other. When the pendulum swings far to the right, it will also swing just as far to the left. This is how balance is maintained in the universe. This is how cycles are born. But here's where the wisdom truly begins. The masses move unconsciously through these rhythms. They are thrown from high to low without understanding why, from joy to sorrow, from peace to chaos, from success to failure. But the initiate, the student of Hermetic wisdom, begins to observe the rhythm. They begin to prepare for it. They begin to work with it rather than react to it. Let's take an example. Have you ever felt completely inspired, aligned, and focused for a few days, only to feel unmotivated, lost, or low shortly after? That swing is not a failure, it's rhythm. That downward motion is not a regression. It is part of the movement of energy. The trick is to not cling to the high and not fear the low. Instead, we rise above the swing, we observe, we center, we balance. This is what the Hermeticists called the law of neutralization. While the rhythm is in motion, the wise can find stillness within themselves. They do not try to stop the pendulum. They simply rise to a level where its swing has less power. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is whipping. The trees are bending, the clouds are swirling, but you are rooted, grounded. The storm still moves, but it no longer moves you. That is the gift of understanding rhythm. This law also applies to our emotional states. When something wonderful happens, we often get swept away in the high, but if we are not conscious, that high will inevitably swing to a low, not as a punishment, but as balance. To maintain inner harmony, we must learn not to cling too tightly to emotional peaks and not to fear the valleys that follow, because every high carries the seed of its opposite, and every low is simply a precursor to the rise that follows. Everything is in motion, nothing is still, but your awareness can be. Let's bring this deeper. Rhythm governs not just nature and emotion, but entire civilizations. Empires rise, empires fall. Cultures flourish, then fade. Economies expand and contract. Generations awaken, then sleep again. These swings may take centuries, but they are all part of the same cosmic rhythm. The macro reflects the micro, and the micro lives inside you. If you've been feeling like you're swinging from chaos to clarity, or from effort to exhaustion, you are not broken, you are not off path. You are riding a rhythm that has existed since the beginning of time. The key is to ride it with awareness. And now, a moment to reflect. If this is resonating with you, take a breath and let it settle in. Then comment, "I ride the rhythm," below to anchor this wisdom in your own journey. And while you're here, like and share this video so more seekers like you can find their way to this ancient truth. Let's keep going. The Hermeticists also taught that rhythm can be anticipated. When you know a downswing is coming, you can prepare. You can soften the impact. You can use it for rest, for reflection, for spiritual retreat. You do not need to fight the fall. You can receive it, knowing it will swing again. This is true power, not the power to control the universe, but the power to remain steady within it. Many people resist the lows of life. They curse them, run from them, label them as bad. But when you understand rhythm, you stop labeling. You start listening. You realize that the low is not a punishment. It is part of the pulse of life. You begin to ask, what is this downswing trying to show me? What am I being invited to release? What energy is ready to shift? When you stop fearing the downswing, you become more free in the upswing. You no longer cling to it. You enjoy it. You use it to create, but you do not build your identity on it. You begin to live in the space between the peaks, the sacred center, the heart of rhythm. This principle also explains why discipline is important on the spiritual path. Because when rhythm pulls you down into old habits or emotions, your practice is what brings you back. Your awareness is what keeps you grounded. Your commitment is what helps you rise faster and fall softer. Without awareness, rhythm becomes suffering. With awareness, it becomes transformation. Let's also acknowledge that rhythm shows up in relationships. People come into your life, and then they leave. Cycles begin, and then they end. Sometimes we want to hold on. Sometimes we don't want to let go. But rhythm teaches us that nothing stays the same. The only constant is movement. The sooner we accept this, the more peace we create. And this movement is not chaos. It is divine order. Rhythm also explains healing. You do not heal in a straight line. You rise, then fall. You remember, then forget. You make progress, then pause. This is the rhythm of healing, the rhythm of awakening, the rhythm of becoming. When you understand this, you stop giving up on yourself during the lows. You stop questioning your progress. You begin to say, I am in a cycle, I am in a swing, and this too will move. Now let's talk about the ultimate application of this principle. The Hermetic Master is not immune to rhythm, but they are no longer enslaved by it. They have trained their mind to remain still even when life moves fast. They have built a relationship with their own inner rhythm. They honor it, they respect it, and when the pendulum swings, they do not resist. They remain centered. This takes practice, it takes awareness, but it is possible, and it is powerful. The key to rhythm is to stop personalizing it. It is not about you. It is about energy. It is about flow. You are not your ups. You are not your downs. You are the one witnessing both. You are the still point in the center of all motion. You are the eye of the storm. You are the calm within the swing. And from that place, you begin to experience life with more grace, more wisdom, and more presence. So how do you work with rhythm starting today? First, observe your own cycles. What emotions rise and fall throughout your week? When do you feel most energized? When do you feel the pull inward? What do your creative seasons look like? What does your rest pattern feel like? Second, build practices that help you stay centered. Breathwork, meditation, journaling, sacred movement. Whatever helps you return to yourself, return to it often. Third, stop resisting the low. Stop clinging to the high. Be with what is. Let it move through you. Let the wave carry you. And trust that you will rise again. Rhythm is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And finally, remember this. You are not meant to be static. You are not meant to stay in one state. You are fluid, alive, expansive, just like the universe, just like the stars, just like the breath. Everything in this universe pulses. Everything has rhythm, even you. So when you find yourself in the low, say thank you. This is part of the rise, and when you are rising, say thank you. This is part of the fall, and through it all, stay centered in the knowing that your soul is steady, even when the rhythm is not. This is what it means to live aligned with the universe. This is what it means to walk as a master of energy. And this is what it means to remember. Thank you for walking this path with us. If this chapter resonated with your soul, like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below, I ride the rhythm, to claim your place in the center of the swing. And if you're ready to keep rising in wisdom, subscribe and stay with us as we continue decoding the Kybalion, one sacred law at a time. Your path is sacred, your rhythm is divine, and you are right on time.